This is Silvia Pavoni, investments editor with The Banker, and I'm here with John Rodriguez, which is not only head of regional business of Wells Fargo for Central America, the Caribbean, Canada, Mexico, but also the president of FIBA, which is the Florida International Bankers Association. And I was wondering whether John could give us his views on the trends that have been developing in the past months, particularly in trade finance and correspondent banking, and his views for the future.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here and represent FIBA. The conference this year is going to focus on our trade market aspects of how the trends have been, and in particular on the trade financing side. We want to get banks involved in trade financing. We want banks to understand that in order to support exports, particularly here in the United States, they have to understand the foreign risk of the foreign correspondent banks. What better venue to do that than here at the FIBA Annual Assembly with FIBA. We have 1,400 attendees representing 40 countries, and banks that are here today for the meetings can actually have their networking to understand directly the status and the future outlook for each of these counterparties next year. The idea is if we get a better understanding of our counterparty risk and the country conditions, we will be able to understand and underwrite our risk better so we can provide more export financing. And I think that goes both ways. We're really working very closely with FIBA, as you know, every other year. We host the conference here in Miami. It's been a very good partnership. And the trends this year is to jumpstart the trade financing initiative, ensure that banks are focusing on the trade flows. And so far, the message has been very consistent, not only on behalf of FIBA, but also for FIBA.
That's great. So you feel optimistic about the future of these business lines going ahead?
Absolutely. Not only the business northbound, southbound flows are quite important in our hemisphere, but for the first time here at FIBA, we're actually introducing a panel of Chinese banks. The top Chinese banks are here to basically present the fact that and it's well known, the lateral agreements that have been signed with Brazil, Peru, and I believe Chile. And so as we see the RMB becoming a currency where possibly direct business will be done in the future, many banks are looking at the possibility of intermediating their business and trade. So it's just getting more global, more diversified, and there's still many opportunities out there.
So the banking conference of FIBA, which is the largest banking conference for the Latin American business, can really present an opportunity for all these banks involved in these areas to actually push the business further.
Absolutely, and what we're doing is setting the groundwork to make sure that everybody knows the landscape. We have various economists and also disciplines from the Department of Treasury explaining what the policies are going to be going forward in the next year. And that's important because if you know the lay of the land, you can navigate. And so we're trying to make sure that everybody understands the general macroeconomic conditions, not only in the United States, but also in Latin America, and then focus on the trade business to ensure that we're financing and keeping the flows going.
That's great. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you.